boxing events you've been to?
It's been cool, yeah. I got to walk around Houston, and I'm not cutting as much weight, so I'm feeling great compared to last time.
I think it was your last, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last one was the Crazy Barn Burner you were in, right?
Yeah, yeah. The Nashville.
Yeah, I've been to every dirty boxing, so
Yeah.
they kind of, get put together in my head. But the last one, yeah, you guys were swanging, you were throwing some crazy uppercuts. So I guess how was that experience just in terms of a fight and just being kind of balls to the walls?
It was good. That's more of the type of fight I'm used to. Like I spar like that. I train like that. I try to stay technical and skilled like I was in the Hector fight, and I think I was able to stay that way just because I was fighting such a big name like Hector. I wanted to make sure I performed well. And against that kid I fought in Nashville, I just wanted to hit him, see if he could take a shot. You know what I mean? Once I realized that he had no power, I was like, oh, we can just do this all night. You know what I mean? Make it entertaining. But at 185, the gas tank is not what it is. You know what I mean? When you're making that cut, it gets tough.
And I guess just what can you take away from that, your other dirty boxing experiences? How much do you feel like you've leveled up moving into this one?
Yeah, I think it's just getting comfortable in the cage or in the ring, getting comfortable in the ring and how small it is, and then getting comfortable with the skill set, the gloves. I spar in those gloves, so that's pretty fine. But it's really about just how much experience you can get in there. I don't really worry about anything like that until I'm like in the cage the same way. When I did MMA, I just wanted to get as much experience as I could. So there's no fear in like going out there and performing. I come from wrestling where we do tournaments every single weekend, so it would be cool to be on as much dirty boxing cards as I can be. Yeah, I'm here to get experience and become like a household name.
And thoughts on opponent Monte? How does this fight play out?
I'm being told by my coaches to take it technical and be skillful and not make it exciting, but part of me just wants to push the pace on Monte at the beginning because he's extremely boring and slow, and he likes to get comfortable in there, and I want to like make him uncomfortable as much as possible. So I'm like, a lot of people would say like, James, your cardio's not that great. I'm like, if my cardio's not great, my opponent's cardio's also not great, right? Because he's exhausted as well, right? So just pushing the pace on people, their nervous system can't handle it, and I still feel like I'm in control even though I'm exhausted.
So. Have you done any specific, because in the last fight, I don't know if I would say the cardio failed you, but you guys were definitely tired in there throwing like that. So have you done anything to work on that for this fight?
Well, we always work on cardio. You're consistently building your gas tank, trying to make it, you can go longer and longer. My problem is, no matter how big my gas tank is, I'm dumping it. I'm dumping it in the first, right? I'm pedal to the metal from the start of the fight until I gas out. And I think most people, the guys with these amazing cardios, they're technical and they go really slow and they warm up and they're throwing ones and twos and they're bouncing around. They're holding on to their gas tank is what they're doing. They're not having something. No one could push the pace and do a barn burner for 5 rounds. It's just not realistic, So controlling myself would be the way to make the cardio last longer in there. And I'm just trying to focus on listening to my coaches. Something about Monte's face makes me want to punch him. So it's like hard,
Well, you get your opportunity in a couple days.
Yeah.
And another thing about the return for you is you've now fought in front of, Mike Perry, John Jones multiple times. I'm just wondering, like, have either of them given you any good piece of advice or even just like giving you props, anything like that?
I haven't seen John. I just shook John Jones' hands a couple times, But Mike Perry definitely gave me like tons of advice, especially after that last fight. Just being like, you did great. It's good. You need to plant your feet, set up your shots, and hurt people more. He's just saying like, you'll get more power from setting up your shots and planting your feet instead of in these wild exchanges. And I take that to heart fully. So like anytime I get advice from anyone, I'm listening to that. I don't care who it is. Like you can learn from the worst fighter and you can learn from the best fighter and get good advice from both of them. So I'm always listening. And Mike Perry being essentially my boss at this point, I'm like 100% gotta listen to this guy.
And Mike's been saying for a long time he wants to fight in dirty boxing. I believe it'll happen someday. So that being said, we're getting closer and closer to this Mike Perry PBX debut. How does he do in dirty boxing? We've all seen him at bare knuckles. So how does that translate?
I think he'd be a monster. I mean, it depends on what weight class he fights. I think for sure. I think he's destroying all these smaller guys. I don't think there's anyone really like tiny that's gonna fight him good. But like if he would make me like go down to 185, it could be a fun fight. Yeah. I think that'd be a great fight at 185 or a catch weight at 190. If he lets me fight at 205, I think we're gonna have probably one of the greatest fights I think in dirty boxing history. Well, Mike Perry's build is he's good for smaller, shorter opponents. He has a shorter, stockier build, and against a long guy like me, I think we're gonna have. I think it's gonna be fun either way. You know what I mean? And his style is a lot like mine, where it's just like sometimes you gotta take a hit to get hit, and we're both fine with taking a hit compared to who we're fighting.
only sport in the world you can campaign to fight your boss without getting fired.
Yeah, I'm just saying, whoa, I'm just thinking for the good time. If you don't set me up now, I'm not calling anyone out. But I'm here for it, for everybody. I want to fight as much time as I can for dirty boxing, and I really want to establish myself as like the guy. When you think of dirty boxing, I want Dad Loose Cannon to be right there with it. Yeah.
Awesome. James, you're no stranger to short notice fights. Last time we seen you, for a lack of a better term, you looked like shit coming into weigh-ins. This time you're looking a lot better, looking a lot healthier. Is 205 the right weight class for you?
I think it is, and I think I think it is. It's really just 185. I've gone down to 170 before, and both times I'm on death's door, like trying to get there. And I've gotten a lot bigger over the years, and as I hit like 30, it's just harder to get that weight off, I think is what's happening. And I'm much more comfortable at 205. I know the cut. It's really easy for me. My body like wants to be down at 205, so I walk here a lot. I'm able to eat along the weight cut, and I think that's going to help my gas tank a lot too. I'm essentially like starving myself and then dehydrating myself to make 185. So I think that I can grow into this weight class as well. Like there's room for me to put some more muscle on and make the weight cut a little bit tougher because it's so easy at this point to make 205. So I think this is my home.
Absolutely. I mean, with the the short turnaround, what'd you prioritize in this fight camp?
I mean, I didn't have a lot of time. I think they called me like the Thursday that it would have been 1 week, and they're like, would you be interested? And I was like, 100%. I'm in. And we just got started doing Shark Tank rounds, trying to put as much, as much sparring as I could on myself. Had my teammates come in, we're hitting mitts, we had all the coaches in the gym, pushing the cardio. It was a good time, just that couple days we had before I had to, because I left on Monday, so it was like a couple days over the weekend. We just went every day, and then I feel comfortable with it, though. I'm not worried about it. I didn't do anything super special just because it's so short notice, But I don't feel like it's a huge deal. Like I don't have as much time to be nervous about the fight for weeks ahead of time, and the weight cut isn't as big of a deal, so I'm happier with the short notice fights. It's fine.
For sure. I mean, it's the third time in 3 cards that we're seeing you in dirty boxing. Do you think that experience is going to give you an edge over Monte, who's making his debut?
Yeah, I'll be more comfortable in there than him, I'm sure. Monte's really slow starting, and I think that is like when you do that, you're telling people you're uncomfortable. You're not secure in your style, or maybe he just likes to poke and prod and make it really boring, but that's not really how I see fighting. If we're going to be super technical with it, I just think like people are paying money to see this. We should probably do what they want to see. You know what I mean? And Monte could put on a snooze fest. So his skill set and his height, dirty boxing is a good thing for him to do. But he loves to kick, and he fights with his hands down, and you could tell like, he's trying to set up kicks. I'm like, this guy, I know that we can't kick, but can he separate that in his mind? And I don't think he's going to be able to change his fighting style where that's not a benefit. I'm going to be smashing it all night. So I think he's got a lot. He's got a lot to do. But he's talking like he's going to come crazy at the beginning. So I'm like, all right, dude, that'd be awesome. I doubt you are, but that'd be awesome. We're going to find out.
Awesome. Well, your corner's not in the room. They're never going to see this interview on fight nights. How long do you stick with your game plan before it goes out the window?
10 seconds. The first 10 seconds.
The over under 10 seconds?
We get the first combination,
Really?
I'll do exactly what they want. As soon as that combination's over, we're in a fight. And they got to scream as loud as they can if they want my attention.
Awesome. I mean, you talked about Monte having a slow start. Obviously, we know the aggression that you bring along to your fight style. Do you think you're going to be able to catch him off guard? Do you think with that speed and that initial aggression, do you think you're going to be able to get this done in the first round?
Yeah, that's essentially the game plan. Our combinations are set up for that, to just push him on his back foot. He's not like some crazy counter striker, but he likes to try to counter strike. So I'm just going to push him on his back foot. And I guarantee he doesn't realize how small that ring is. And when he finds himself on the ropes and me pressing forward, I think that's where a game plan is going to be. Just head in his chest, body, head, body, head. Real dirty boxing. 100% dirty boxing all night long.
Do you think a victory here will solidify, your, short career in dirty boxing? I mean, obviously, what you did to Hector, some people, I don't want to say discounted it, but do you think you do it twice to make it right? Like, do you kind of believe in that philosophy and that this will cement you here?
Yeah, I think, you scratch someone's back, they scratch your back, taking fights on short notice, being a company guy, that's always what I'm down for. And I think that's the right move. And I want dirty boxers to know, like, hey, I'm here for this. I wanted to be on this card since after the last fight. So you could have just signed me in December we'd be in a full training camp right now. Like, it's all good, but no hard feelings. I'm here. Stand the contract. I'll sign the contract. Don't care whose name is on it. We're going.
First fight of the night, early prelims. Is that an honor or is that disrespectful to put Loose Cannon there?
I'm not like gonna be like, I deserve this or I deserve that. I'm on my way up. I totally understand. They added us to the card pretty last minute, so it makes sense for us to open the card up. I think that doing stuff like this, not complaining about it, and putting on a big show and opening the card up right is the right thing to do for me. And hopefully I get some mic time, I can call some shots, and we can see what's happening. But I don't think you go from early prelims to a title shot, so I'm not asking for anything crazy. But I just want to be on more cards. I think the more active I am, the better.
So one last one. Prediction of how Friday night goes.
I think it's a short night. I think I push Monte up against the ropes, and I end it quick with like a big elbow over the top. Cut him when he sees the blood. I think he's going to call it what it is.
Awesome. Thank you, my man.
Thank you.
Good.
We're good.